okukola ekyo kyennyini kyagenda okubeera ng'akola. Of course recently njagala mujjukire bulungi, recently police yavaayo n'etandika okwekubya yaka. Mujjukire nti I always tell you guys tebakyayina kati kye beekwasa, luli beekwasanga covid naye kati covid is no more, you get a point. Ne batandikawo mu January w'omwaka guno ng'atandika ne bayingizayo ebibozibozi bya ADF, ne batandika ne babikwatirako actually ne bacomrades bannaffe abali sides eyo mu Eastern was it Western? Yeah, mu Western babikwatirako ko ba comrades bannaffe ba registrars. Ekibuuzo ekyo ne kibalema okubeera nga bakimaintain nga wadde era basobola okukikomyawo ne bagamba nti ADF ekomyewo biki and all that kind of a thing. Currently tebalina kubeekwata kulemesa oba kukwatirako baganda baffe. Kyebazze nakyo kyekyebyambalo bino ebimyufu nga wala president waffe ekyambalo kyayambadde. Okiraba ekyambalo ekyo kyayambadde mbwe kifaanagana ekyambalo kya poliisi, mbwe kifaanagana ekyambalo ky'amagye, mbwe kifaanagana. They are going to, of course, to come up with all sorts of excuses okukolerako bujwanga waabwe. Naye like we always tell you, babikola to plantinga mu fear. Ate tulina kuba na fear, otherwise tunaba ne fear tetulina kimu kye tugenda kola ki, tulina kimu kye tugenda kola. Naye of course police yavaayo nerabula abaana abayambala overalls ezo, abayambala simanyi ebijola and all that kind of a thing. Ninga ate just gaba mapesa ndugano ga bulijjo gano, mapesa ga gomesi z'abakyala ekitegeege bateeka wano of course mapesa sigamba nti mayinja wabula mapesa ga bulijjo gano, mapesa ga bulijjo oba nfuna bulungi. Naye poliisi yavaayo neyekubya yaka. Of course okimanyi ekiddako kukwatirako baganda baffe kubaggulako gasangosango. Naye nga munaku ntono nnyo nationwide tour egenda kubeera nga kicking starting, era beerako platform zaffe ozimanyi yonna ku Facebook tulinayo JB Muwonge TV, tulinayo JB Muwonge Radio, tulinayo JB Muwonge the official page, TikTok mugimanyi bulungi, YouTube wano mumanyi bulungi, so everywhere atenga siyenzenze Kagero TV mugimanyi, Map Media mumanyi, Sama Uganda mubamanyi, bonna gwe manya nti no buli mukutu gugenda kukola ki, ogenda kuba guweereza live feed from wherever president jagenda okubeera nga akunga oba jagenda okubeera nga grow offices here and there. Naye Joe nga they are officially announcing nationwide registration eyaba new members okuyingira national platform. President aina message yayisizaawo yabadde nnungi nnyo, simanyi oba message eyo mwagiwadde amakulu. Muyinza okuba mwagiwadde amakulu naye nga sige makulu gali gennyini ageetaagisa. Kyandibadde ndowooza message eno andibadde nziramu nengibawaako, because message yabadde eri very powerful. Yabadde tagisindikira bano bokka ababadde batudde wano, wabula message eno yadde egenda eri abaagala enkyukakyuka, si mu Uganda hokka wabula mu nsi yonna. Njagala message eno, ndowooza message eno kanjibawo si mpanvu nnyo, ate otuba tuwuliriza omukulembeze okimanyi bulungi, njagala ogiwulire bulungi.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was preempted by the brother, and I'm glad that he said it again, but it was my intention to mention it today, that we intend to pay full, well-deserved respect to our brother by also painting his noble picture on our wall of martyrs, because he deserves it. Madam Deputy President, our Secretary General, our spokesperson and leader of our parliamentary team, our Mobilization Secretary, Madam Deputy SG, members of Parliament, members of NEC, fellow leaders in all capacities, I salute you. Allow me also to thank our very good friends, the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom in Africa, for making this engagement possible and helping us launch this drive. I want in a very, very special way to thank all of you, the leaders, but most importantly, you, the coordinators. My thanks should come from the lowest leader coming up. Thank you very much for the commitment. Thank you very much for the volunteering. But above all, thank you very much for risking. It's a very big risk for you to stand on the right side of history in this time and era. It is more of a death wish for you to stand against General Museveni, who executes people in cold blood and appoints no and accounts to no one. But to see that you, comrades, put faith over fear, to see that you still envision a new Uganda, even where it is challenging, even where our odds seem insurmountable, I salute you very, very much. Thank you very much for standing for this cause. Now while we are here, friends, we are a representation of very many people. I'm sure each one of you, every time you move in your constituencies, in your different regions, you find people that are so sold into this cause. This cause, we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. No. It was started by our forefathers. Some people actually doubted General Museveni as early as 1986.
Absolutely.
Now they are proving themselves right. We were convinced by the lies of General Museveni. Our parents were. Some of us held him in very high regard. I mean, we have comrades among us who were named after Museveni. I always tell my friends I was named after Robert Mugabe because he was a prized revolutionary back then. When I was born, my parents thought that the person to name their child after was Robert Mugabe. See where he ended up. Our leader of opposition was named after Yoweri Museveni. But see what Museveni turned into. So, this we did not start it, ladies and gentlemen. We are inheriting a struggle. We give credit to the great freedom fighters like Paul Kawanga, Semoge, Besigye. They started it. Our duty is to end it. Our duty is to finish it. That is what we must promise ourselves. Freedom in our lifetime. Democracy in our lifetime. The rule of law in our lifetime. And we must achieve that by the grace of God. But even if we say by the grace of God, we must know, in the Baganda culture, they say Katonda ayamba yeyambe. God only helps those who help themselves. My mother used to teach me that God can only do for you what he can do through you. What God cannot do through you, he will not do for you. So it is your duty to let God help you using you. I'm very glad we are here and we all seem to understand that. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to drive the point that we, much as we are here, much as we are the National Unity Platform, we are actually not a political party. I know that sounds convincing, but I'm very serious. We are not a political party. We just have a political party. We are people power. We are the representation of those masses yearning for change. And we started out as a team of people, the men, the women, the young, the old, the educated, the uneducated, the city dwellers and the rural dwellers, all Ugandans from all walks of life, coming together with a vision of creating a nation, the same vision that was present at independence, the vision of our forefathers, creating a nation that would make life better and admirable for the next generation. We are that generation that was supposed to realize it. We have not yet realized it. That's why we're not giving up. So we are not as small as a political party. We are a representation of a cause. We are people power. We introduced the National Unity Platform as our political wing. And for us, the National Unity Platform is the organized wing of people power. The thoughtful wing of people power. The leading wing, the guiding wing of people power. Everybody out there is people power. We must never lose that. There have been so many political parties that have come up. There was the Democratic Party. It was the representation of democracy, the representation of the ideals of the people. You know how it ended up. There was the UPC, there was the FDC. You know how it all ended up. So we must not be another opposition political party. No, we are a cause. We have an agenda. We have a desire. We have a dream. Which dream is not only limited to we the leaders, but a dream of the people of Uganda, the young and the old. So they are looking at us with a lot of hope, which hope we must never disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. So knowing that we are not just a political party, it should also inform us that this is actually not politics as usual. This is a revolution. It's not politics as usual. Because if it was politics as usual, we would be free people, freely doing what we are entitled to do under the law. But we cannot achieve that. So we must treat this as the real struggle that it is, as the revolution that it is. And we must not settle, especially we the leaders. So having said that, ladies and gentlemen, a revolution or a struggle cannot succeed on only admiration alone, or on only the hope alone, or only the tiredness alone. Wherever you go, I was in Busoga yesterday, and you think the people of Busoga are the most tired, but go to northern Uganda, go to western Uganda, come to the central, they are thinking the same. Everywhere we go, there are masses and masses of people. Something that has not happened in our generation. There's so much power out there. But like one advert told us, power is nothing without control. Power is nothing without guidance, without direction. The Pan-Africans keep teaching us that we should not agonize alone. We should organize. Because the future belongs to the organized. If we don't organize, we will continue moving in circles. So you here are the organizing wing. There's so much power out there. There's so much support out there. But how do we harness it? It is like the rain. This thing out here keeps flowing rainwater. But if you don't put if you don't put gutters, the water will fall everywhere. But if you put gutters, we shall be able to guide our water to a tank or wherever we want that water. And ultimately, we shall harvest that water. The support that people have given us, that is their role. The chanting, the waving, the votes that they give us, and all the massive nationwide support, that is the wealth, that is the power that they give us. That is their role. What is our role? Is to bring it together, to harness it, to collect it, to make sure we bring it to a logical conclusion. What is that logical conclusion? Kicking out the dictator, but not only that, but building a new country, building a new leadership. Who are those leaders? You! Nobody else. So we have a big duty to bring that resource together, that support together. That is our duty here. That is why we are organizing. Because you will go to Karamoja, you will go to Guru, and you'll find young men and women, even old ones, supporting us massively. But if we don't find a way of harnessing that support, it will pass like that. That is why we are here.
Map Media TV.
And we are organizing not only for an election. Yes, we are a political party that organizes for elections, that organizes for democracy, if there's democracy. But even with this deceitful semblance of democracy, we can maximize it when we organize, because ultimately, even if Museveni dies tomorrow, ultimately we shall go to the polls. Ultimately, there will be elections. Even if they do their crook business of the son trying to overtake the father, we shall finally keep both of them away, or the whole family. But even when they tell us that there was divine intervention and the entire house burnt up, still we will have to go to elections. That is why I am calling for constant organizing, so that when that time comes, whether it comes tomorrow or next week or next year, it finds us ready and organized. So you comrades are the organizing wing of us. Think as if we don't reach what we want to reach tomorrow, we'll die. But imagine that we are going to live forever, because this party is going to live forever. It's going to live beyond me, beyond you. It is for our children, our children's children, and the next generation of Ugandans, especially if we start it on a moral ground, if it's worth following. And that is possible, comrades. So let us organize our people. Let us organize them for two things: a revolution and a revolution. What do I mean? A revolution even before elections, because it's possible. But even when 2026 comes, before Museveni is kicked out, let us be ready to take him to the polls. Let us be ready on our side to ensure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted. So let us organize, organize, organize. Ensure that in your region, in your constituency, in your area of jurisdiction, there is absolute organizedness. I must add that we might organize, we might build secret structures, which Museveni vulgarizes all the time, but if we are connected with our people, then we can outsmart them. Like we have done in the past. We can do it even smarter and better and get better results than we got last time. So comrades, put the idea of organizing in our mind. I've already told you we have massive support, but you guys are the harvesters. Your duty is to harvest that support, because if we don't harvest it, then we are not doing a good service to our country. I want to call upon you leaders, especially you, the coordinators, the focal people, and the registrars. Avoid infighting. The Secretary General mentioned it, and I have to emphasize it, that we have been plagued with infights, sometimes brought in by prospective candidates. Oh, I want to run in this area, so nobody else should be working with the registrar or the coordinator. You are working for the people of Uganda. You are working for the party, not for an individual, not for a candidate. We have not selected candidates, and even when candidate selection comes, you know the process that we go through. So if you as a coordinator who's supposed to be serving other people, you reduce yourself to serving one person, that is corruption. And you know exactly how we deal with corrupt people. Comrades, it is important for us to build and not destroy. Let us learn from our recent experiences in 2021. I was in Busoga yesterday, and as we all saw, massive support. But have you asked yourself how we ended up not getting enough MPs from Busoga? Yes, there was massive rigging. Yes, for example, comrades like Master Warukamba were clearly rigged out with all their reforms showing her win. But she was rigged out. But also the infight played a huge role. I'm requesting of you, comrades, when we go out there, we have a duty. Even if you, your individual self, you're not winning for yourself, you're winning for the people of Uganda and for your party. So let us learn from our history if we must do better in the future. I will remind you that now that we're tasking you out there officially, you are official targets of the regime to compromise, to intimidate, and to buy. You will remember that when we started the People Power Movement, before we had coordinators, we were like water. We were amorphous. The regime did not know where to touch. But when we announced our coordinators, then the regime, put aside a huge amount of money just to buy and compromise our coordinators. That is their modus operandi. It has never stopped. I can guarantee you that even by the end of this event, the regime will have started, encircling people to compromise. I've seen them compromising some of our leaders, some of our former leaders. Of course, some we had already doubted them and relieved them of their duties. But the regime wants to put a narrative that all of us are buying. I was even seeing a man that I used to respect, Mike Mokola, doing immoral things. Yes, you can buy the person. But you know as a leader that it is immoral and illegal for you to take over a registration book over different political parties. But Mike Mokola was proudly swinging his thumb with our register. Anyway, that's how immoral they are. I don't have to address them. I want to address you. Comrades, what the regime wants from you is not your support. All they want is your credibility. That is all they want from you. I'm very glad my unbelievably honest Deputy President told you that story. That's why Comrade Sasso was laughing. That's true. Because she was innocently thinking, she was called by Museveni when I was under house arrest. And said, but you are an elder. Come, let's talk about that young man's release. That's all she wanted is a president to be out. So she said, yeah, if me talking to Museveni will cause him to behave like a mature man, why not? Thank God, she's always consulting. She couldn't call me because my phones were off. She called the SG. That's when the SG reminded her. She said, oh. So some of you might even be innocently convinced, and you say, oh, let me just listen to what they're saying. Like some people in Musoka were telling me that some of their leaders came to them and told them that they are going to see the president. And for them, they know one president. They weren't talking to you. Before long, they were before Mike Mokola. So be very cautious. All these people want is a picture with you, and that's it. All they want is your credibility. And you know what happens to all those people that sell out. Because this is not Chagulanyi's struggle. It is not a Muwonge struggle. It is not a Senyonyi struggle. It is not a Kayemba struggle. It is a struggle of the oppressed people of Uganda. And when they see you selling out, you can imagine what they feel. I've told you many times that even if it's me, who you think people love so much, if I change my words, it would not take 24 hours and they will be looking at me like a Bono Pondo. So please be true
Map Media TV.
to the pain of the people, to the trust of the people. Trust is the most important thing that you have as a leader. And hope is the most valuable thing that you carry on behalf of your people. So imagine crushing that hope. Imagine what people will think of you. So comrades, this, I cannot overemphasize on that. But, you know that after they take your credibility, you won't have any difference from these, although rich, but people that have zero respect. the Mukulas of this world, the Nabanjas of this world, the Balams of this world, etc., etc., etc. Comrades, I've talked about this, I've talked about that, I've reminded you of how we are the embodiment of the aspirations of the people of Uganda. And you out there, we are charging you to go there and be the representation. You are NUP there, you are People Power there, you are Chagulanyi there, you are all of us there. Go there with full confidence, because we are standing with you. You are representing us. We look at you very proudly. Don't undermine yourself. Don't think of yourself as any less. If you doubt, see how the regime is going to be fearing you in your so-called smallness. You might think you're a small man or woman, but the way the regime is going to be looking at you, the way the regime is going to be fearing you, but most importantly, the way the regime is going to be trying to befriend you and compromise you, that should tell you of how important you are. It is at this juncture that I want to announce that we are soon going to be starting the phase 2 of our nationwide tour.
Okawuliddaako, we are soon.
And we are coming to you. We are coming to you not technologically, physically.
MAP Media TV.
Those in Mbale, we are coming to eat Malewa. Those in Western Uganda, we are coming to eat Shabwe. Those in Jinja, we are coming to eat Maido. Those in Central Uganda, we are coming to you. Everywhere we are coming to you physically. So please go and set the ground. Go and make preparations. We are coming to turn that constituency upside down. We are coming to you. So with those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite the Secretary General, and I want to say that I hereby launch the nationwide membership registration drive, and let's get to work.
Now, that nationwide membership registration drive, let me just throw more light on that, because some people, actually, of course, the leadership came out and expounded more on it. It basically targets the new members. If you are already a registered National Unity Platform member, you don't need to register again. Your details are already captured and they're already in the system. They are already in the database of the National Unity Platform. You are already a member. Remember, we are 47 million Ugandans, and of course, we have the biggest support in this our country, Uganda, and across, actually even beyond Uganda. But not each and every supporter is a member. Not every change-loving Ugandan is a member, however much yandiagala okubeera member. So in this context, this nationwide membership registration drive, it is targeting new members. Mwe abapya abatannaba kolaki abatannaba kuregisteringa oba nfuna bulungi era nga president waffe yaji kickstarting the off jo okafunyaako
Second phase, MAP Media TV.
MAP kawejumbira yakutte video eno eri president ng'ayogera. So, second phase, anytime soon. Anytime soon.
Thank you very much. I was trying to insist that the Secretary General, just as me, as the first person, but he and his friend have insisted that I take the honors, and I will oblige. Thank you very much. People power. Our power.
Second
DJ,
phase.
you play for us our anthem
Second
as
phase.
as the president
Country World
gets
Tour.
to
Map Media
register
TV.
in our
Wide.
card
Yep.
symbolically. But I also want to recognize the arrival of Honorable Muwonge. I see him there. And Mr. President, I want to appreciate two people in a special way. Our organizing secretary, Dr. Kanavi Moses, and Madam Sarah. Comrade Sarah, where is she? Sarah over there, who have been making sure that everything goes very, very well. Honorable Baimwezo Subuga has just arrived also from Nakawa East constituency. Thank you very much. DJ.